What's up, PMP? So this is Faladran. I'd like to start off by thanking everyone who commented on my team building video. And since people have been asking me for a battle in which I use the team, I decided to upload one. Now this wasn't a really close match, but it should at least give you a feel for how the team works. So yeah, anyway, I lead off with Icy Wind Gengar. He goes with a Machamp lead. I know a payback is coming, so I switched to Metagross to take that, because Metagross has a ton of physical bulk. It has a base 130 defense, so it has no problem taking that neutral payback. So I go for a Meteor Mash, and the nice thing is that's going to be a 2-hit KO, and as an added bonus, I don't have to worry about it missing because Machamp has no guard. So he does go for the Dynamic Punch, and the reason I switched to Metagross was because it actually has a Lumberry, so I don't have to worry about getting confused from Dynamic Punch because the Lumberry is going to take care of that. So yeah, I thought about using Stealth Rock here, but I decided that he probably wouldn't switch in the end. I just had a feeling. So I go for the second Meteor Mash, which is going to take out Machamp. So things are looking pretty good for me. I have revealed 2 of my Pokemon, but I did get rid of his Machamp lead without any problems. Now he sends out a Gyarados, and Clear Body protects me from Intimidate. He goes for a Waterfall, and I really should have switched to Suicune here, but I guess I wanted to set up Stealth Rock early, and I knew I could take a unboosted Waterfall, so that wasn't too bad. And he goes for a second Waterfall, and since I'm at such low health, there's really no point in over-predicting and potentially missing the prediction, so I just leave in Metagross to die. So now I go into Suicune. I'm predicting that he'll predict the HP Electric, so I go for an Ice Beam, predicting that he'll go to a Grass type, because Fire, Water, Grass cores are actually that common. And he goes to a Bronzong, which was surprising. I get a useless crit. I didn't see leftovers on that Bronzong, so I'm assuming it's going to be either a Dual Screen or Trick Room setup Bronzong. And I just go for a Hydro Pump to see what set it is. So yeah, he uses Trick Room, which confirms it. He's at really low health, so I'm predicting an Explosion and go to Gengar to take that. So it turns out that I'm right, and he actually does use Explosion, which is really nice for me because I don't get hurt and he loses Bronzong for nothing. So now he goes into a Blissey, and you have to remember that since Trick Room is up, he's actually going to be faster than me, so I switch to Shaman, predicting some status move. Instead he goes for a Flamethrower, but that actually isn't bad for me at all because I'm using a really bulky Shaman, a Leech Seed set, so Shaman takes that really nicely. It also helps that Blissey is a weak special attacker, so I really don't mind at all. So yeah, I get the Leftovers recovery, and he goes for an Ice Beam here. It's kind of a weird Blissey set, actually. He'll pull out a lot more offensive moves later. And I go for a Leech Seed. Now, this is the thing that sets this Shaman apart from the standard Life Orb set. Usually, I'd be walled by walls such as Blissey or Snorlax, but with Leech Seed, these walls actually turn more into health sources for my team. So yeah, you can see that I get a ton of recovery from Leech Seed due to Blissey's really high HP stat. This set is actually going to give him a lot of problems throughout the match. So now all of a sudden he uses Thunder randomly, and this is like I said before, a really weird Blissey set. I'm wondering if he actually even has a recovery move because it looks like he's using all offense moves on his Blissey. So whatever, I just get another round of Leech Seed recovery plus Leftovers, and that brings me back to nearly full health. And the nice thing is that Trick Room ends here, and since Shaman isn't actually going to sweep through Blissey, I go to Heatran planning to explode on Blissey, but I don't want to make it too obvious, so instead of going for Explosion right away, I'm actually going to Fire Blast to scout his switch in. So Heatran gets the recovery from Leftovers, or Leech Seed, sorry, as well, and he does switch out at this point and goes into a Gyarados, so that's good that I didn't use Explosion, because I don't think it would have KO'd Gyarados after the Intimidate drop. So now I go for a Fire Blast, like I said, just to scout the switch in to Explosion. And although Gyarados is a really good Heatran switch-in most of the time, with Stealth Rock and Fire Blast, he's going to be taking a ton of damage from switching in. So since he's feeling pretty pressured, I think he's going to go for a Waterfall instead of a Dragon Dance, which is why I switched to Shaman. Another reason is that since he's revealed Blissey, I have no need to go to my own Suicune because it's completely walled by Blissey, whereas Shaman actually has Leech Seed, so it's not totally walled. I at least can use Blissey as a health source. But I'm thinking that he might not switch to Blissey since he knows I have Leech Seed at this point, so I just go for a simple Seed Flare to finish off Gyarados. So that turns out pretty nicely. I'm feeling pretty good at this point because he's down 3 Pokemon and I'm not really doing bad at all. So he sends in Blissey again, and I just set up Leech Seed as before, just to get some more health on it. He keeps going for Thunder. I really have no idea why, because even if he did paralyze me, I have Natural Cure, so it'd be cured upon switching out. So it really doesn't matter. It wouldn't help him at all. So yeah, I'm going to try to switch to Heatran one more time just to get that explosion on Blissey, because this team has a lot of special attackers, so it'd really help if I could get rid of Blissey. So now I switch to Heatran again. He misses with Thunder. It only has 70% accuracy, so it's not exactly that accurate anyway. I do get Leech Seed recovery again, but it doesn't help Heatran considering I'm at full health anyway. So I Scout one more time with Earth Power. I could have just gone straight for the explosion, but I guess I was being overly cautious because I just didn't want to end up wasting my explosion for nothing. So now he finally gets the paralysis with Thunder, and Thunder has a 30% paralysis rate, so it's actually pretty high. And I get recovered back to full health, but he apparently has nothing to switch back into Explosion, so I just go for it right here. And now he randomly switches to an Octillery, which was really weird. I mean, I knew Octillery was pretty good in 5th gen before Inconsistent got banned, but this is 4th gen, not 5th gen, so I'm not really sure where that came from. Anyway, I don't get Blissey out, but it's okay because at least I took one of his Pokemon that was at full health down, so I didn't completely waste my Explosion or anything like that. And now he goes into Blissey, but it's at really low health, and just to finish it off, I sent out Infernape, because it's pretty strong and it's the fastest member of this team. And I'm planning to sweep his team by finishing off with Close Combat. He leaves in Blissey, so I'm assuming his last Pokemon is something that is also swept through by Infernape, and it turns out to be an Umbreon, which confirms my suspicions. So yeah, I'm just going to go for the 2-hit KO with Close Combat. Umbreon is actually bulky enough to survive one Close Combat, just barely, with not that much health left. So I'm going to have to go for a second one. He does go for a payback after this, but it doesn't really matter because even though I'm at -2 defense from the 2 Close Combats I used, Umbreon's still a really weak physical attacker, so it's only going to do about half, even to Infernape. So yeah, just keep things simple, finish him off with a second Close Combat, and that is going to end the game 4-0 in my favor. So overall, it was a decent game, good game, and thanks for watching.